Hey, it's Sieg here, and I wanted to take a moment to reconnect with you. And I want to do that best by probably the way in which we first connected at the very beginning, which would have been through one of my 3 books. And yes, they were released quite some time ago. So this is also going to be a catch-up time, reconnect and reflect on what's transpired over the last few years and share with you some of the lessons learned. But you probably know this one, The Renegade Network Marketer, and this got out there in the biggest way possible, about 500,000 people reading The 7 Great Lies of Network Marketing, then of course the Attraction Marketer's Manifesto. And as you know, these principles are timeless. They're as true today as they were then, and that is that the best way to attract business to you is through education-based marketing. And so these timeless teachings still work. It's really only the platforms and the technology that has changed, which I think we can agree it's changed an awful lot. When I released these, Facebook was around at this time, but not in 2004 when I first came online. But so yeah, a lot of changes. So I'm going to talk about a shift that has happened for me about 5 years ago and share that with you, why I made my shift, and then perhaps to reflect. I'm going to guess you've had a lot of different shifts that have happened since you read one of my reports. Well, one is looping back to a passion project that I had. It started in Renegade Breakthrough Mentoring, for which I had about 1,000 students come through that program. And I put my whole heart and soul into that program, and it was very, very rewarding. And I just because it's so fun for me to teach and mentor, I kept adding in more and more value. And one was the Renegade Book Club. So you may have been a part of that. And that has to do with the fact that I really owe books, reading books, for helping to set my foundation. And that comes from my parents, who are both teachers, and they had these book study clubs. So the apple does not fall far from the tree. So what I have done, one more story on that. It was then in 2011, I had a full year of that again. This was part of an affiliate promo that we were doing. We had 18 bonuses stacked in there, and one of them was called the Inner Circle. It was my book club again. It keeps showing up because that's my passion, is sharing that experience with others as I go through these really important leadership business books. And then in this case, it was in 2011 where I interviewed the authors. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could do this for the rest of my life. So I have now my AnnSiegBookClub.com is where you can go to join me in my book club and go through these books together. Maybe not all the books will suit you, but the ones that do, let's go through that together in that journey. So the bigger shift, though, is this. So in the fall of 2013, it was actually my very first online mentor from 2004 who had helped bring me into this industry. He's the one who brought it to my attention. He said, Ann, I think you should check this out. It's working for me. And he's someone who likes to test a lot of things out. He likes to try stuff. And it was e-commerce. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I've got head down working. And then I told my husband about it, and he's like, well, that kind of sounds like fun. I think I'll try it. And this was e-commerce leveraging eBay and Amazon. Again, this is fall of 2013, right? With me? The other part is it actually looped back to our family history. I homeschooled my boys for 12 years, and I highly encouraged them to do businesses. So lo and behold, my eldest son started up a business with my middle son, and they had an eBay business. The middle son was, I think, in 7th or 8th grade. I think it was in 7th grade. And so I'm the one running him to the post office so he could ship off his eBay, what they had sold. Almost every day I'm running to the post office with them. Anyways, so it brought back remembrances, fond memories. I'm like, sure, yeah, let's do this. So my husband started doing this, and then I thought, why don't I introduce this to my community? Now, that being the community that I'd been teaching these very principles: attraction marketing, how to put together a sales funnel, email, copy, all the fun stuff of building sales funnels, right? So we roll it out to this community, training community that I had built, and it was crazy what happened. It was more of a private invite. I think it was about 50 people are my leaders. I invited in. Every single one of them jumped on board. And then the results came pouring in of people making money. And I'm like, this is really fun, having my people make a lot of money really fast. So that was now winter of 2014. 5 years ago. I can hardly believe it. And that's when I'm like, okay, we started to go full bore into e-commerce. I mean, full bore already that year then, because we were used to putting on live events and workshops. Heading into 2014, we did a whole slew of workshops. But here's a really big teaching point. It can be intimidating to make a shift, right? I mean, my family, we had an automotive business, we had done real estate and coming into internet marketing. That's a shift, right? And now shift again into e-commerce. Well, the really curious thing is one of my high-level students in my top mentorship group in 2012, right? She then showed up in one of my webinars in 2014. She said, oh yeah, I went off and I studied e-commerce on my own, Ann. And she was becoming really successful. In fact, get this, she was 70 when she started, and now at age 75, she has 3 fully, here's the best part, automated businesses in the e-commerce space. One is a full-blown shipping center in Southern California. That's how fast the growth and the ability to automate one's business when doing e-commerce. And I was so impressed. She said, wow, that's amazing, Josie. She said, well, you taught me to do that, Ann, meaning the automation part, which I did in my high-level mentorship group. All to say this, in that summer of 2014, my student, yeah, you got it. She became my mentor, one-on-one, working with my family. So we had the one-on-one and like 3 different models within e-commerce. But the one, we go to the biggest trade show in the US. It's called ASD Market Week. And she taught me how to walk the floor and negotiate with the wholesalers and all this and that, hands-on. Because she offered, she said, I can help you, Ann. Oh, sign me up. And this was, of course, because she had been my student. Now she's my mentor. And I successfully sourced products through that time together. Crazy. Speed forward a year and a half later. You're never going to believe this. So what happens? In a year and a half time, we end up being the premier company of choice training at ASD Market Week. Who would have thought? And this was after we had established our brand, E-commerce Business School. They gave us this huge room for the entire week. And I had peers in the e-commerce space. Hey, Ann, so how much did they charge you for that room? And I'm like, oh, if you only knew. And I mean, these were people who had been in e-commerce 5-10 years before me. And I come in and I get this, they're advertising my workshops. We did 14 workshops and presentations. They have 45,000 visitors at one trade show, and we're the premier company of choice. That was the shift I made. That was part of it. All right, the point being that hands-on mentoring is what I got from not only her, but her good friend, who's now become our director of training and coaching. It all went really, really fast. Within my second year, second year, we're doing sourcing trips to China. It went that fast. My middle son, the one who had done the eBay business with my eldest son, He's a sourcing agent over in China. He's lived there now 7 years. He's fluent in Mandarin. So we've done trips over there. The commissioner of, what do you call it, of trade there in Ningbo, where my son lives, a city of 10 to 12 million. He says, I will fill up a room for you if you can come and train for us, which we didn't come back, logistics and all, but that was the offer. All to say that shift happened fast, and the success stories have been absolutely incredible. Oh, and speaking of, with the high-level mentorship, we just rolled out, if this suits you, you're in shift mode, and you'd like to make a shift like as quickly and dramatically as I did with success, we have a one-day e-commerce masters intensive, one-day one-on-one mentorship where we take a person A to Z. We help them set up their brand, their store, even ordering products all in one day. It's crazy awesome. Oh, so anyways, write in more info in the comment section below if you're interested in that. At the time of this, it's very, very limited seating. But more to the point is that to get that kind of high-level mentorship, that's what happened for me. And then, of course, I've integrated that into my community, and most notably with this one-day intensive. But it just makes such a difference when you get that kind of help, which did help me accelerate the success of our e-commerce business school. So shift and lessons learned. One was the gratification of having people reach success so quickly. So come in closely, because I'm going to give you a little bit of a secret. Okay, so building a funnel, which you may have tried. You have an offer and you're trying to put people's, get eyeballs for people to see your offer, right? And they opt in, or you're going direct to point of sale. However, well, here's the inside skinny, okay? Everything I've taught through the e-commerce business, through attraction marketing, okay? You can shorten that, compress that so tight when you leverage an existing funnel with, get this, 2 billion views per month going through its platform on video alone. 2 billion views per month, video alone, through Amazon.com. Now here's my belief about leveraging Amazon.com to build your brand, to build your own private. They want to help new brands get out in the marketplace. Here's the little inside secret. You know that I taught you not to build your business entirely around your company, your MLM? Well, what do you think I'm teaching in e-commerce? Amazon, it's a tool in your toolbox, albeit it's a big heavy chainsaw, or more like a big John Deere tractor in your toolbox, right? Because they have the funnel. They have the rabid buyers. They come to Amazon and they are ready to buy. And you say, but Ann, I don't have my own private label line of products. Well, you can. If you already have a brand, you can move to the front of the line so fast you have no idea. So here's an example. There's a peer in my industry. Stuff comes through my Facebook feed and whatnot. And she is a family member who she taught her daughter how to have this huge Facebook following around a specific niche, a very hot niche. Huge following. What I'm thinking, you ought to go private label, print on demand. You want to know something about print on demand? You don't put a lick of money into inventory until after the product sells. You can brand yourself and do print on demand. So I'm giving you a little too much information that it may feel slightly overwhelming at this point. All to say, everything that I've taught can be put on hyper speed when you use e-commerce through especially Amazon.com. And you do it again as it only being a tool in your toolbox. Of course, I teach them, hey, that's a traffic source. And you better build your own website, and you better build your own subscriber list. But leverage Amazon? You better believe it. You can make millions on Amazon and use that as your stepladder towards building your brand through your website, your subscriber list, etc. Of course I teach my people to do that. I would be remiss if I didn't. Same as in attraction marketing. You don't build your business around an MLM. Are you kidding? Okay, I came online in 2004, 15 years ago. How many MLMs even last? I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I just see people puddle jumping all the time in the MLM industry. And I was one of them. You had to, because those companies, they would go down and another one come up. And it's just a bunch of puddle jumping. And then they follow the leader into that next pond, and then they jump and they jump and they jump and they jump. Sorry, but that's the sum of network marketing, unless you happen to land in one that's been around for 50 years. And yeah, it's got a tired brand by that time. Anyways, so just to recap, I wanted to let you know how I have shifted in my business. I have a full-blown training company called E-commerce Business School. The whole gamut of training that's possible, including all the way up to a one-day intensive where we just help set up your whole business together, A to Z, with my top mentors. I also now have my new book club out, siegbookclub.com. And my plan in the near future is, you gotta know, I love funnel building. Every single day I am working on funnels in my business. There's not a day that goes by where I'm not working on a funnel. And so my team and I, we are really, really good at building funnels, and a whole myriad of types of funnels. So we'll very likely have a funnel workshop coming up, and I plan to do that ongoing because that's what I do day in and day out. I have built the platform to help e-commerce sellers, but I do all the marketing and all the funnel building, and I can share a lot with you in that regard of helping you with your funnels. So I hope that you got a lot of value out of this. You have some options if you want to move forward with me. Write in more info if you're interested in the one-day intensive or anything else about e-commerce. Just write that in there at the book club. It's siegbookclub.com. If you're interested in, hey, I want to get on the wait list for your funnel stuff, Ann, just write in funnel down below, and I'll reach out to you and definitely keep you abreast of those developments, which I know I can really, really help a lot of people with that. You know what? Thank you. Thank you for watching and listening, and I would love to know any kind of updates, any kind of shifts that you've made in your business since you last read one of my books. And I'd be amazed if you didn't have some kind of shift in that 10-year span. So thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. I appreciate you.